couple days here in the last week or so. Keith got all the wiring back in it. Got just a big old mess sitting up underneath the dash right now. But we've got wiring. We've got headlights, tail lights, turn signals. Pretty much everything. Car's running. A lot of buttoning up to do. Still got to get the dash painted before we can get all the interior stuff buttoned up. Just got the front seats bolted in for right now. I'm not sure why he went with the Duralast battery, but it was his choice. We've got the exhaust run back to the mufflers. We've got to finish that up. The engine's not really tuned at this point in time, but we got to set the fuel pressure on it, and then we can start messing around with getting it final tuned out. The throttle body makes a lot of noise. We're hoping that we can get that figured out. But it does run, starts. Nothing leaked on it except for the power steering, and we put new seals in the power steering, the original power steering gearbox, and it's leaking out of both sides of it as of right now. So we was wanting to go ahead and put a short ratio gearbox in it anyway, and I think we'll go ahead and get one of them ordered and get that on there instead of messing around with this one any further. We should have just done it to begin with, but we're always trying to seems like save money that never works out. So anyway, we'll lift it up here. Let's look at all the exhaust final lights. I got it finished, TIG welded up. We took a red scuff pad down it and kind of semi-polished it good enough for something we're going to be driving around and stuff. So, but it looks really good underneath. He's got the new tires on the front as of right now. I'm still not sure about the wheels. We're going to do something with them yet. Still actually looking for a different set of wheels. We don't really care for these. We've got the trunk lid and the door in the paint booth there. They're almost ready for paint. I'm doing the final blocking on the trunk lid as of right now. We sent the headers off to Jet Hot, had the Jet Hot coating put on the headers. Right there where Race is standing, he's probably gonna get dripped on from the power steering leak. As you can see, the exhaust is all welded. We put V-bands at the headers, at the mufflers. So if we need to pull the drive shaft or transmission out of this thing, it should be a really easy chore to do so. I think Keith's got all the fuel lines buttoned up and in place now. Run all stainless down the frame rails. And just run flex hose at the fuel tank and up at the engine area. The QA1 shocks. single adjustables front and rear on it now. Not for sure if we had both sway bars on last time. We had the rear on for a while. I don't remember the brand we used on the front originally. It didn't really work, so we come back, and I think that is a original replacement QA1 sway bar on the front we went with, because the other one had a big downward in it here, and it was going to be so close to the ground you couldn't have drove it. So we ended up getting this one that runs in the original location, which is through the K member itself. Brakes are all bled on it. We probably have to do just a little more bleeding before we drive, but it does have brakes on it as of right now. If you look, we've got the intercooler mounted in it right now, which that was something we really didn't get to go over before, but we took and made the front hinge pillar upright. We had to weld that and make it all part of the intercooler, and then we sent the intercooler off, had it powder coated, and it all worked out really good the way it is. We realized that the blow-off valve might not be the proper. That's what we need to look at there too. The blow-off valve here is probably not the ideal location to have one, but it's a street car. We're not real worried about horsepower or any of that, so we're just kind of put it in a simple location there. What we wanted to go over here is the AC on this car, and we'll show you the engine bay again here in a minute, how clean all this is and how much time we spent hiding wires and hiding hoses and stuff. But as you can see, the AC compressor up in there, you see the two AC lines, which they come right through into a bulkhead here on the radiator support, and they flow into our condenser there and there. And then the lines actually run up on the core support in front of everything, where it'll all be hidden once it's all said and done. Comes up through the wheel well. We have our dryer. We have our heater hoses coming through there. We have all our lines and everything, and wiring for headlights is all hidden through here. If you come back here, you can see where we got another set of bulkheads going through the firewall of the car here, and the wiring going through there, so everything is hidden up in here. We're not 100% sure. I think we was talking about putting some kind of little shield cover there just to protect them fitting ends, which it'll have the fender splash apron in there when it's all said and done. We don't have those ready to go on the car yet, but we have them, and have all the kit, new rubber kits and stuff to put on them. But I wanted to show you that, how clean it, and how much time was spent just trying to figure out how the all the AC stuff was going to go on there. We really spent a lot of time. We were told this AC compressor, the low mount AC compressor, would not fit on a B-body. We had to cut quite a bit out of the K member and reinforce it when we done it. And it's still very tight in there. Might even be touching a hair. We may have to go back in and clearance it just a little bit, but we do have it in there. There was a lot, like I said, a lot of time put in and a lot of pre-planning to try to hide everything as much as what we did. It was really a big deal on our coil packs also. We wanted them up underneath the intake. We wanted the tall Indy valve covers on it. Very expensive deal to hide everything like we did. Run the spark plug wires and make sure everything was hidden and all the wiring hidden there. And there's Jody at the door. So, but for the most part, when you look across the engine bay here, you see a couple heater hoses in. We done everything we could to try to run them under the intake. It would not go, so we had to have those in the car here, which they'll be hidden by the supercharger when it's actually on the car, so you really won't see them anyway. The only wiring you really see up here is just a few ends here for camshaft position sensor and a few things, and then all your coil or fuel injector wiring. But for the most part, it's very, very clean. So I think that's about all we got on the update on this one for now. So we'll get back with you once we get it a little bit farther. Thanks for watching.